Hey guys, it's Joyful Gamer here, and today we're gonna do part 3 of what if Izuku was pretty much Conduit from Infamous. And if you guys haven't seen the other parts, and you guys, if you're just seeing part 3 right now and you're confused of why part 1 is instantly cut off, let me explain a bit. So pretty much the weird thing about Mobizen is that well, mostly about my phone is that if I don't like interact with the touchpad for a while, it will automatically shut off on its own, and that's when it instantly cuts off. So, and that's why there's a part 1.5, and with part 2, since I thought maybe since it's gonna be a short one, I should extend it to add a part 2. So that's a bit of an explanation of why it was cut off. Like there, it almost turned off on its own. I have to if you guys like are getting annoyed with them like me tapping on the screen constantly, it's mostly so the video will be won't get cut off instantly. So I'll quit my yapping and let's start with the what if. So we start off with Izuku is walking with Zeke, pretty much talking about like Zeke saying, are you sure about this? Are you gonna explain to him that it's not a quirk and something else? With Izuku saying he's trusting me a lot with what he told me. I can't explain it to you because I promised to keep it a secret. But Zeke says, don't worry, I understand. But remember, once you tell him, there's no going back. You know that, right? With Izuku saying, yeah, I know. But he trusted me a lot, and I don't want to hide things from him. With Zeke saying, fine, I'll give him some of the basic information I actually know about it. Not everything, but somewhat. Got it, kid? With Izuku saying, yeah, I understand. With Zeke pretty much seeing they go to Dagobah Beach, which is completely messy, and Zeke sees this and he's like, damn. And he sees the car saying, why would someone leave a car there? And he runs up to the car and looks what's missing, and he says, there's only a few wires that are messed up and missing, and some parts are in really good condition. Why would someone throw something so good away? And pretty much says, I'm gonna have to take this with me. I'll just save up I'll save up some money, and pretty much he's in the background just talking. And then pretty much Izuku sees Small Might, and All Might walks up to Izuku saying, young Izuku, you're here. And where's the person you were bringing? With Izuku pretty much pointing at the guy that's talking there, and All Might just looks at Izuku saying, is he really the person you brought? I thought you were bringing a girl, your friends or anything. With Izuku saying, well, I don't have very much of those. But Zeke is the person that taught me how to control my power, much better. With Izuku saying, Zeke, get over here and stop thinking already. With Zeke saying, yeah, sorry. Pretty much, name's Zeke. What's your name? I forgot All Might's real name. I think it's Toshinori, if I remember correctly. I'm sorry, just put it in the comments, please. You guys should already know that I'm really bad with names by now. If you don't, I'm surprised. So, pretty much we continue with All Might saying, may I ask why he's here? With Izuku saying, well, don't worry, I didn't tell him what you told me, but since you trust me so much with tell me what your quirk is, I brought him because, and Zeke chimes in saying, well, I'll explain of his power. It's not a quirk. With All Might confused and says, but he uses lightning. Isn't that supposed to be a quirk? With pretty much, Zeke says, well, it looks like it because it's hidden as it. Both the quirk gene and the conduit gene are slightly different. One has more of a flexibility rate than the quirk gene. Let's say, I don't know how to explain it, but think of it as Play-Doh, or like something like cement. You can only use cement to build roads, and clay you can make a lot of things out of it. Think of them, they're kind of the same thing, they're almost the same thing, but they're used for different things, you know what I mean? With Zeke trying to explain as best as he can, because he's not good at explaining. With All Might saying, sort of, but yes, but what's the conduit gene about? With Zeke explaining, well, Izuku here is a conduit. Well, the first conduit I ever met. Because, remember that explosion near the Bay Area? With All Might saying, yes, what's so? Pretty much, Zeke says, well, Izuku here is actually the person that survived because of his conduit gene. All Might says, what does it have to do with that? With Zeke saying, well, there's two ways to unlock your conduit gene. One, it's a high level stress level situation that you actually unlock it because of high stress. Two, a bit of a big explosion that happened. And that explosion is something that isn't good. And All Might says, why so? And Zeke says, you may want to sit down for this information, because it's a bit difficult to comprehend. With All Might saying, okay, sitting down, and Zeke says, well, pretty much, it's like taking the life force of someone, like other people, but not by force. It's mostly like, think of it as a jar, and you forcefully put it on some of a jar, but you're not the one that's the best I can explain it, really. But Izuku here isn't the one that is one of them that survived because he had the conduit gene, and specifically, it's like a jar being filled with, like, water, let's say. And because of that water, Izuku is fine. But if people don't have it, they'll kind of be, let's say, the reason why the conduit gene activates. But sometimes there's different ways that the conduit gene activates. Some activate randomly, some activate out of high stress. We don't know, but the most efficient way that I've known personally is by an explosion with a specific type of bomb. It's not a nice look either, because I lived through that hell. With All Might just taking it in that Izuku survived because of his special gene, but then understands that because of that gene, there was a sacrifice, that hundreds of people were kind of like their life force were sucked into Izuku's body, making it like his quirk. With All Might saying, okay, wait, let me understand this. Izuku was able to survive only because of that specific conduit gene. With Zeke saying, pretty much, yeah, if anyone else got into that explosion, nothing would survive, not even you. All Might saying, what? How, is it really that powerful? With Zeke saying, yup, only conduits can survive. With All Might actually understanding it, and looks at Izuku saying, saying, well, he got lucky, but him knowing that this power comes with the price makes him look at himself like a monster. With Izuku looks down saying, I know what you're thinking. You think I'm a monster or something like a villain. With All Might saying, no, not that, young Izuku. It's just a lot to take in. So much information that I don't even understand, yet, like, somewhat, very little amount. And he's kind of confused, saying, how can this even happen? How is this even possible? With Zeke saying, you beat me, you ask me, I don't even know myself how it's possible. With All Might saying, wait, what do you mean? Don't you know people that are conduits? With Zeke saying, yes and no. With All Might confusing, what do you mean? With Zeke saying, I knew my best friend was a conduit, but... And All Might says, but... And Zeke says, that was 20 years ago. They all died 20 years ago. With All Might saying, what? How? With Zeke saying, with the ultimate sacrifice. One thing that can kill a conduit is a conduit itself, and one of the specific spheres that can kill a conduit. But it doesn't just kill one specific conduit. It kills all conduits around the world. With All Might just being shocked, and Izuku too, because he knew that they had Cole made a sacrifice of dying, but he didn't know that it was that big of a sacrifice. And All Might said, "Why did he do that? Did he want to kill everyone?" With Zeke saying, "No, there was no choice. There was this other conduit. We thought he was a good man. He was at first, but then when he unlocked his power, he was corrupted. And we called him the Beast." And I'm like, "Why did you call him that?" With Zeke saying, "I don't know. It just felt like it was the right name. Besides, something else besides the Beast was there." I don't remember the main antagonist from Infamous 1, Kruger, or I don't remember his name. So I forgot his name. I forgot a few, like that other guy's name. With Izuku saying, "Wait, I remember you telling me this." With All Might saying, What is it?" With Izuku saying, "It may be hard to believe, but his friend fought his future self." With All Might saying, "What? Someone from the future came to the past? How? Doesn't that mean it can't makes it like changes the time of reality? The timeline?" With Zeke saying, "Yes, pretty much, but he had a good cause for it." With All Might saying, "Why?" Because Zeke says, because I don't remember the guy's name, but Zeke says, because he told us what happened in the future. The Beast won, and everyone died besides the conduits. And there were very little people that were conduits. And he destroyed the world and took over. With All Might being completely shocked that this happened 10 years ago. And he says, "Wait, does that mean me and all the other heroes are..." With Zeke saying, "I don't know. He didn't talk about anything about heroes or quirks. Maybe this is a different timeline, and that quirks are developed to be like a copy of conduit genes, but are less flexible, or something else. I don't know. But what I do know is that without Cole's sacrifice, this wouldn't exist. Nothing would have existed without his sacrifice." With All Might just shocked that someone sacrificed his own life to save the entire world, and sacrificed other conduits that were like him. He did the biggest sacrifice that he wouldn't think of doing. And All Might kind of asked Zeke, was he thinking through it the whole time? With Zeke saying, "I don't know what went through his head. The only thing that I think I know was what went through his head was he wishes that none of these conduit genes existed. He wishes that everything was normal. But this, and also the powers, are the reason why he lost his fiance." With All Might and Izuku being shocked that someone that he had the guy had fiance, they said, "What happened to her?" With Zeke saying, "It's his future self. He made Cole make the most hardest decision." And Izuku asks, "What was it?" And Zeke looks down and says, "To save 10 doctors or his fiance." With All Might saying, "Why is it 10 doctors?" And Zeke says, "Because there was a plague happening." And the thing about conduits is that there's nothing that can literally make them sick. They're immune to anything. Well, almost anything. So Cole is the only one that can stop anyone. Stop it. So you can see what happened. With Izuku saying, "So did Cole choose to?" And Zeke says, "Yes. Cole chose to save 10,000s of lives instead of one." But the saddest thing is that his fiance was proud of him for making the right decision. She didn't care that he sacrificed. She was dying. She was happy that he chose over thousands of people over her one single life. And I was there to witness it with my own eyes. And I was useless. I lost everything and everyone. But I remember what I went through. And besides, before you, Izuku, I kind of lied that I met one person. One conduit. There's another one. But he's in New Jersey. If I remember, that's where it was. And they said, really? What's his name? Delson Monroe. He is a special case. It's almost like he's a sponge, you can say. What is he saying? A sponge? With Zeke saying, yeah. He can see through all your memories and also get the same conduit gene and powers that you have. Izuku says, whoa, really? That's so cool. With pretty much Zeke saying, yeah, it is. He has 3 right now, but there's very little that I know of. I only know 2 conduits. I don't know where he got the other 3. I don't know if he was born with them, or he actually got them from other conduits that I don't know. Because conduits are hiding amongst others. And they need to know that they're safe. Because they're people too. With All Might being surprised that conduits exist, and they still exist because of all that has happened. All Might says, so, this is interesting. That both the quirk gene and the conduit gene are slightly different, but okay. So I think this would be actually good for you to be a successor. With Zeke saying, yeah, I would think so too. Besides, there's a bit of something of a downside to his conduit gene. All Might saying, what is it? With Izuku saying, just pretty much just kind of looking down, and All Might says, what is it? With Zeke saying, if it's a big pool of water, he can kind of zap himself, you can say. With All Might just looking at Izuku saying, just feeling sorry for him, saying, with Izuku saying, it's painful. It really is. And the only way I can take a bath is a shower. It still kind of hurts, but I can deal with it. With All Might just feeling sorry for him, saying, I haven't felt your pain, but I feel sorry for you, young Izuku. With Izuku saying, it's fine. I have some control over my power, but not completely. Because all the things that Zeke has told me of what his friend Cole has done over these few years, it's amazing of what he can do. And I have the same ability, which is amazing too. With All Might kind of also intrigued, saying, may I ask what he has done? And also asks Izuku if he can, and before he does, he asks Izuku for, to see, the amount of muscle he has, because his quirk needs someone that can maintain muscle, and also it's gonna need for, a bit of control. Izuku saying, it's understandable. Pretty much showing that he's pretty fit, not too much, it's it's decent muscle, with All Might saying, it's good amount, but it's not the amount that you need to, be able to hold one for all, but still. So I'm guessing you should train a bit. With Zeke saying, so, how does he train? What can he do about this place? With All Might saying, well, he needs to train his muscles, because if he doesn't, and Izuku says, what happens? All Might blatantly says, all your pretty much your arms and legs and head will pop out of your body if you are not able to control it well. With Zeke and Izuku saying, what? With Zeke saying, Now I see why. Oh, Christ. Well, good luck, Izuku. With pretty much Izuku says, well, thanks for the support. With Zeke saying, yup, you got it. Besides, also, All Might asks, wait, I want to ask, how do you know, like, how to control Izuku's power? With pretty much Zeke saying, I'm a bit of an inventor. I invent stuff for Izuku. There's one of these things I'm still trying to redo, but I can't. I try to remake it and stuff, but it's kind of difficult. But it's almost done with the sort of project. With All Might saying, what is it? With pretty much Zeke says, well, it's a bat that can conduct electricity, but each time Izuku tried to, he accidentally melted the metal bat once. With Izuku saying, I'm sorry, it was an accident. No, with Zeke saying, no, it's alright. Hey, failure always, you always have to fail until you succeed. With All Might saying, so you're trying to make him a melee weapon or something? With Zeke saying, yeah, pretty much. It's so it can stun not just like stun the person. That's also one of the reasons, but it's able to help him conduct electricity, and also the thing about it, Izuku's the special thing about Izuku's powers that All Might kind of asks him, what's wrong? With Zeke saying, Izuku can control somewhat the weather. With All Might saying, what? Izuku saying, wait, what? Izuku saying, wait, I can control weather? That's awesome! With Zeke saying, don't use that power willy-nilly. Trust me, that is not a nice thing. Almost got killed by that happening last time. Yikes. Izuku saying, wait, so even natural lightning won't kill me. With Zeke saying, pretty much. Izuku saying, so cool. With All Might saying, isn't that a bit too powerful? With Zeke saying, I don't know. I think so, but he may need your quirk, maybe. Besides, something tells me that he might need it in the future later on. With All Might saying, yes, I agree. I'm pretty much, not Night Eye. All Might asks Zeke if he ever thought of being a teacher for UA, with Zeke saying, yeah, but I don't have a quirk or a power. I'm just a regular inventor, you can say. With All Might saying, it's fine. You can be in the support class. You can monitor Izuku and still make him some support items too, so his powers won't go all willy-nilly. And sometimes you can go with us, like go check up on him time to time. I'll just have to ask Nezu. I'm just kind of going to UA also, actually, to become a teacher. With Zeke saying, yeah, I think that would be a good thing. Besides, I'm running low on money too, and rent's coming up soon. With All Might saying, well, I think this might be interesting. And they see Izuku trying to lift bag like a fridge, and he uses electricity to try to pick it up. And we skip out for like the next few months. Let's say like about 6 months pass. Izuku's built pretty much, and he was able to finish like the beach a lot quicker because of the conduit gene and also power and stuff like that. And well, let's say Zeke catches a piece of like something that catches his eye in the trash, and he says, this seems interesting. I see. And it's like a small battery. Well, not like the battery like you put in like controller, like like Xbox controllers and like electric toys. It's kind of like almost like a small car battery, you can say. And Zeke says, this is a small piece of a car battery, but still can be built. And he got an idea saying, I think I got an idea for this. And he finds a lot more pieces that can help him with his invention. And All Might's kind of confused with what he's doing. With Izuku saying, I think he got a bit of an idea of what to make. All Might saying, really? Or just by small pieces? With Izuku saying, you'd be surprised of how many good, amazing things he can make with a few small scraps and pieces. Because legit, Zeke is an amazing inventor, I would say. With trial and error. Pretty much, Zeke makes the bat for Izuku. It looks a bit weird at first, but he says, this is the best thing that I can make right now for the resources and the stuff that I have right now. But if I have more resources and more stuff, I think I can make your bat even better and I can upgrade it. It would be so gnarly. Pretty much, Izuku saying, thanks. And he asks, so how do I use it? Zeke says, just put some lightning into it. And Izuku does. It doesn't melt or burn or like catch fire, and it works. And Zeke says, finally, it works. Yes. All Might seeing it saying, wow. And he looks at Zeke saying, he's a good inventor. Trial and error, I guess. With Izuku saying, what do I do next? With Zeke saying, well, you can use all your powers the same way. You can even use it as a rod to collect lightning. And Izuku says, let me try something, actually. Pretty much, pointing at, let's say there was, like, an electric box. With All Might saying, what do you think you're doing? With Izuku saying, don't worry, just a little something, if it works. With, pretty much, Izuku getting the bat near the electric box, literal lightning, shot out of it and touched the bat and started glowing. Well, mostly the electricity effects were going around it. And pretty much Izuku swung the bat with a bit of lightning burning some of the sand, making it into glass. And Izuku's like, I think I should be careful with this. And also Zeke says, and I almost forgot to tell you, that bat can also store in some electricity if you need it or if you're out of juice. And also I'm doing some things so you can get a bit of an upgrade to hold more electricity. With All Might saying, what do you mean more electricity? With Izuku saying, I can answer that. I have a limited amount of electricity I can store and shoot out. With Zeke throwing Izuku a crystal, with All Might saying, what does that do? With Zeke saying, it gives him a bit of an upgrade boost, like, he can carry more electricity on him. All Might saying, wow, that's surprising. Pretty much, and also, then, All Might sees that Izuku is ready to receive, One for All, and pretty much takes out a piece of hair with All Might, saying, you have to eat this, sorry. Izuku saying, what? And Zeke saying the same thing, saying, what? With All Might saying, the way this pretty much explains that how his quirk works to pass it down is that you have to eat some of his, like, it has to be, like, related to his DNA, and the past wielder has to be willing to pass down the quirk to the successor, his or her successor. And the best way is by hair, which he thought, god dang it, sorry, by hair. And Izuku says, I guess that's better than nothing. And he reluctantly takes the hair and swallows it, and he just does a face like, ugh. And All Might says, I know, I've been there too. So, it might take a few hours. With Zeke Zeke saying, so, I heard that Izuku kind of healed you? With All Might saying, yeah, it was pretty painful. With Zeke saying, were there any bullet wounds or anything? With All Might saying, no, just some of my organs were taken out. Zeke saying, how is that even possible? With All Might saying, what do you mean? With Zeke saying, well, the only thing you can heal is like bullet wounds and other wounds, stuff like that. But you can't heal like organs and like regen stuff like that. And he looks at Izuku saying, how in the hell can you do that? With Izuku saying, I don't know, I thought of it and it happened. With All Might being surprised that Izuku might actually be very special. And Izuku saying, well, just be careful, okay? Because and don't tell this to anyone. And also, Zeke looks at All Might saying, please don't tell this to anyone unless you trust them, like almost like you trust Izuku. Because if people heard about this, they might be looking for others that have the same gene as him, and may do very bad things. And trust me, when conduits awaken their power, bad news is on rise. With pretty much All Might saying, I understand. The only person I will tell this about is Nezu, the one that I'm talking to let me in. And tomorrow I was gonna go visit him too. If you don't mind, you can go with me to actually visit him, so you can actually get a job there. And also to monitor Izuku. With Zeke saying, yeah, sure, why not? Pretty much, we go to the next day of where we go to the point of view of Zeke. Pretty much, Zeke goes meets up All Might in the same place at Dagoba Beach, with All Might saying, are you ready? With Zeke nervously saying, yeah. And pretty much goes to Nezu, goes to UA, and a lot of people see All Might, and they see a guy next to him. Some of them are whispering saying, why is there a guy next to him? Is he All Might's partner, friend? What is he? So he can feel more confident? Who knows? Pretty much there's a lot of murmurs and whispers about Zeke, with All Might just saying, I guess you got a lot of attention. With Zeke saying, yeah. And they go to Nezu's office. Principal Nezu is talking to All Might, and he asks, saying, All Might, may I ask who is this man? With All Might saying, this is the one that was able to teach how to use their abilities to the full extent, and the somewhat original teacher of my successor. With Nezu looks at him saying, so, may I ask, what's your quirk? With, pretty much, Zeke saying, I don't have one. I'm just an inventor, really. I'm able to help with inventions and stuff. And Zeke says, I brought one of them, actually. And he says, I'm mostly the person that supports electric type of quirk users or stuff like that, which I was able to help the person that I took, pretty much All Might's successor that has a lightning quirk, do this. And pretty much looks at a bat saying, why is it a bat? With All Might saying, well, I don't know just like the most things, but he says that it can contain electricity, and also it can be used as a weapon for both defense and offense. With Netsu saying, being surprised, and asks, how do you use it? With pretty much Zeke saying, well, I can't, but if there's an electric type of quirk user, he can probably use it more. With him being interested, let's say he asked someone with the quirk, like a smaller, like a weaker electric quirk, come up, and he says, you needed me, Mr. Nezu? With Nezu saying, yes, I just needed you to try something. With this bat, it may look like regular, but it's not. So May you please try something out? With the students, yes, sir. With Zeke handing him the bat, something feels weird about the bat, and he says, "It feels like it was meant to. Is it a support item that you're testing out, Mister?" With Zeke saying, "You can say that, yeah. It's to help with people that have electricity quirks. You know, like when you're out of juice, this bat can contain like." You can use it a bit of as a battery, really. It can help you use electricity and also use it as a weapon and purifies it. You can use it like a bit of a ray almost. With the students being surprising, oh, that's cool. I actually think I may need one. With Zeke saying, what do you mean? Don't you have a good quirk already? With the student saying, not really. My electric quirk is a bit weaker than other electric quirk users. And I have a younger cousin that is thinking of going to UA too. With, pretty much, and Zeke asks, oh, what's his name? And he says, I don't remember I don't remember his name, but I think it was Kaminari. And he says, oh, well, I think this may help him. So, do you want to try it out? I think if you try it out, you can actually shoot. I remember correctly, you may be able to shoot out some lightning out of it. That's concentrated. Like, think of it like a straight line almost. And there was like in a target like outside, and the student tries to do it, and he's able to somewhat do it, but it doesn't go straight. It goes a bit like it goes a bit it kind of curves a bit, but the student was actually thankful that this actually works because let me say it's not like a thing like you just throw forward. It's like a swing. You literally swing the bat almost so you can like throw pretty much do the attack. With the student saying, "Oh, this is actually helpful." It's weird that it's a bat, but and with Zeke saying it's a bit of a prototype. It's not that great. I was thinking of making some other designs for it, but the bat is the thing that I had in my possession, and I don't have that many stuff, so I had to do with what I can do. I have to use with what I had. With the student being surprising, wait, what did you use with this then? With Zeke saying there's a small car battery in there, some wires. It's really not easily able to break, what he can say. It's an old metal bat and some other things that I put it in there with. And as you being surprised that he used some daily items to make something like that, which is very high quality in inventing. With Nezu saying, I think you would make a good teacher for next year. With the student saying, is it okay I can keep it? With Zig saying, yeah, I don't see the problem with it. Besides, it's for every quirk, electric quirk user. That's my best speciality. I'll try to help other quirk users, which is gonna be a bit difficult. And Natsu asks, well, why is that? And All Might backs him up saying, well, he had a friend that passed away a long time, and he was a lightning, pretty much electric user too. So he made him some support items and stuff like that, which was a long time ago, but still, it was able to help him. With Nezu saying, oh, so your speciality, that's why. Understandable. And I'm sorry for your loss, too. With Zeke saying, hey, it's fine. It was a long time ago. With the kid saying, what was your friend's name? With Zeke saying, you guys might not know him, but his name was Cole McGrath. He was a nice guy. Pretty cool guy, actually. But, let's skip that. Besides, kid, you can have the bat. I don't know what to call it, but you can call it. With the kid just looking at it saying, I think I'll call it Striker. Why not? It might actually help me become a hero. I was actually having trouble with what to do if I couldn't do, like, far attacks or anything. But thanks to this, I think it might actually help the people that I can use electricity. And just to let you know, guys, there's gonna be, like, since like there's like a lot of quirks out there, there isn't like a chance that some may actually be the same quirk, some with slight differences. So if you guys say no, there's no such thing, like stuff like that, that people might have electricity quirks and stuff like that. There might be out there. It's not in the same area, but maybe some other place. Who knows? We don't know. We only know the place in Japan. Stuff like that. So we continue with All Might saying, I think you got a good impression, and I think you got a new fan. With Zeke saying, probably. And this is when they get a call from Izuku, with Izuku saying, Zeke, I may have done a bit of a problem. With Zeke saying, please tell me you can destroy the engine. With Izuku saying, no, but I may have accidentally destroyed the battery that you were using to make the new weapon, the new project. With Zeke saying, you did what? God damn it. Now I just need to save up for a new one. Oh, crap. With All Might saying, what do you need? What happened? With Zeke saying, Uzuku may have accidentally destroyed a battery that was supposed to be used for my project, you can say. With All Might saying, well, you'll get one soon enough. Just wait a bit. You might get a new job. And Zeke saying, yeah, probably. So we switch to the entrance exam. And of course Izuku studied. He didn't just focus on how to control his quirk. Of course he studied, like every time. And he had 4 months to study, so of course he did. And pretty much, he was able to pass, thankfully. And also because he was studying with Zeke a lot, and also All Might. So because of this, he had a better score than canon. So pretty much, before we continue, I should go back a bit of when he was in the door, because it's a bit interesting. So, and also I did not tell you, but Izuku did practice on parkour, like Cole, because he kind of recommended him to learn how to use parkour, because it might be helpful for him one day. With Izuku did practice bit by bit, and he's still practicing. He's not completely like a parkour master. He's still like a bit of a novice, but he does know some things, like how to do a front flip, the gator, back flip, stuff like that. The basics. And for when Izuku was in front of the gate of UA to practice, he pretty much almost tripped again, but instead of Uraraka getting him, he kind of pretty much does a front flip, with the girl that was behind him saying, oh, I guess you caught yourself. With Izuku saying, yeah, I kind of trained myself to learn how to catch my fall. And Uraraka saying, oh, that's good. It's because if you didn't, I was gonna use my quirk so you can be okay. Besides, isn't it a bad luck to fall on your first time, even though you didn't go to school? The school? With Izuku saying, yeah, I guess. But thank you anyway for trying to help. The girl said, yeah, it's fine, no problem. And Izuku asked, may I know your name? With the girl saying, it's Uraraka. Ochaku Uraraka. With saying, Izuku Midoriya, nice to meet you. With Izuku pretty much putting out a hand and pretty much Uraraka shaking Izuku's hand and getting a bit of a shock, saying, oh, ouch, I think you're a bit energetic today. With Izuku saying, no, it's my quirk, sorry. It kind of happens on its own, really. Sorry about that. With Uraraka saying, it's good, don't worry. We're all nerves sometimes. And Uraraka sees a bit of a bat behind him. He says, why do you have a weapon? You can't bring outside things. With Izuku saying, no, he pretty much says, my friend created this so it can help with my quirk, in a way. Uraraka saying, it's odd, but okay. Pretty much, they all go to do the written portion of the exam. And Ida does the same thing about calling out Mike about the pretty much about the 0.0 robot, with Izuku saying, hey, he's about to explain it. You don't have to rush things. With Ida saying, sorry, I think I may have rushed. Sorry if I rushed things, sir. With Mike saying, no, it's fine, it's fine. With Mike thanking Izuku saying, thank you for calming everyone down, and he's saying, it's more like an obstacle. You have to avoid, it's more like an obstacle to avoid. That's why it costs 0 points, and stuff like that. And pretty much, we go to the part for the battle. With pretty much, Ida sees Izuku holding a bat, with Ida saying, you shouldn't bring the things outside, with Izuku saying, it's not a regular bat. I know it may look like it, it's just something that helps me with my quirk. With Ida saying, so what is it? And Izuku just lights up his hand with electricity. With Ida saying, so use your bat to be able to do more damage? With Izuku saying, yeah, not just that, it's almost like a bit of a battery. It can hold electricity if I'm out, you know what I mean? Ida saying, yes, it's understandable. So pretty much, Ida says, I am sorry for thinking ahead. And Izuku says, don't worry, I'm just gonna go up ahead, in front. Pretty much just letting Ida know that he's not pretty much thinking of distracting anyone, he's just going up ahead and his quirk. With pretty much Mike says the same thing with Izuku Izuku was about to explain, with Ida saying, he said it's something about his quirk, so it can help him focus it and do a lot more damage. And he said it's like almost something that can, almost like a battery. It can hold electricity for him if he's out. With Mike saying, sorry about that. And we go to where the teachers are looking, and Zeke is there too. Pretty much saying, I'm pretty much kind of tired and sleeping, with the other heroes looking at him saying like, why is he so disrespectful? With All Might saying, hey, are you okay? With Zeke saying, yeah, I was just staying up all night working. Pretty much doing a support item for Izuku. Yes, Young. And it was kind of tiring. All Might saying, so you finished your project? With Zeke saying, yeah, and it was not easy. With the things I had, and a bit help from Nezu, it was able to be, so we were able to do it. But I can maybe upgrade it later on. With All Might saying, I'm actually excited to see your project. With Aizawa saying, you know this guy? With All Might saying, yes, he's a good inventor. I actually saw one of his inventions firsthand. It's really good. It works he mostly helps with people that have electricity quirks. But he's also trying to help with people that have other quirks, you know? And that's all he's always saying, so he's someone that's gonna be in the support course? With All Might saying, yes, he's gonna be a teacher there. With he's always saying, being surprised, saying, so what's his quirk anyway? With Zeke's pretty much happily saying, well, I don't have one. Some of the heroes being surprised that someone doing that, with Zeke saying, what? Just because I don't have a quirk doesn't mean I can't invent something. I really don't know what's wrong with you people. Anyone can invent, it just takes the right steps and also the motivation to invent. Besides, I'm just trying to trial and error, right? With some of the heroes there, since some of the heroes are too cocky and don't pretty much just kind of scoff at Zeke, with Aizawa being kind of respectful and asking, do you think you can make a type of support item for me? With Zeke saying, yeah, so what's your quirk or power or anything? Zeke, with Aizawa saying, why are you calling it power? With Zeke saying, well, comics and stuff like that, I just call it powers. I don't like calling them quirks. It's kind of like weird for me. With Aizawa saying, understandable. So, my power or quirk or power you can say, is to nullify other people's powers or quirks. With pretty much Zeke saying, that's interesting. So you're gonna need like So you can't. So what? Like, can you still blink or anything? With Aizawa saying, no. If I blink, that's when the effects get off. With Aizawa saying, that's interesting. And he kind of pulls up a notebook. He got the habit from Izuku, and he writes down. He pretty much starts drawing something like goggles, like that can make him look from far away, and also even even if put like a bit of a. I don't know if it works like this, but like almost like a video of no, not like that. He kind of want to ask of how his quirk works, so he doesn't know. He only knows that he has to stare at it, and Nezu kind of next to him saying, it's actually more of a frequency, really. So if he stares at it with a certain frequency, it can cancel out the quirk. With Zeke saying, so if I can make the goggles like that, you can blink still, but the goggles will have to set up a certain frequency. And he made a bit of a drawing that like certain goggles that look like Aizawa's, but actually not really. It's just like it's a one way see through. Like Aizawa can see through the glasses, but the villain or person being stared at can't. And pretty much says, does this work? And pretty much every single little detail, like you can be able to see from far and able to work. And if you even blink, the pretty much the goggles can still hold the frequency that your eyes maintain, but you need to find a certain frequency for each quirk. It's kind of like a radio, he said. You have to find a certain frequency for each quirk. It's not going to be the same for each one for him. Sometimes your eyes may send out different frequencies for each one of us, for each one of them. So it may take me a while and some trial and error, but do you think it's a good one? With Aizawa being surprised that Zeke thought of it instantly on the spot, with him saying, yeah, it probably might, with pretty much Zeke asking, maybe I can also think of also other weapons. Him taking back the notebook and drawing maybe some, not just like he said like maybe some of this and that, drawing with some of the heroes being looking at him, because even though in the stuff like that, and Zeke kind of showing that he's actually a good inventor and also like innovator, and pretty much showed Aizawa that maybe this would work also for your types of attack. And he says, kunais? What about them? With Zeke saying, not any regular kunais, they're mostly like traps. You can throw it near the person and it goes around, and you're controlling it, and stuff. He explains that it goes around the person to capture them, and he can maybe work on maybe using this type of kunai to also use it for like quirk nullification too, since it's the same thing. With Aizawa being extremely impressing, yeah, that can work. Some of the heroes actually are interested in this, and ask Zeke if he can make some of them stuff too. With Zeke saying, well, some of them were actually disrespecting Zeke, with Zeke saying, well, for some of you that were disrespecting me, I wouldn't make anything. But for the people that weren't, I'll try, I guess. Which I just thought of putting this in, saying that, like, showing that Zeke is someone that you should respect, because he's a good inventor. And pretty much we go back to Izuku, like, which was a few minutes before the whole thing. So we go to Izuku. When the doors were opened, Izuku instantly ran, which all of the other kids were pretty much just laughing, saying, he went too early, he's definitely gonna get kicked out. With Mike saying, what do you think you're doing? Follow the kid! Not all heroes not heroes are told when to go, they just have to go into a fight. Pretty much all of the other attendees were pretty much shocked that Izuku was right there. With instantly, Izuku went into pretty much bash some of the robots using his electricity, and sometimes using his bat, which is extremely strong for a bat. And it also mostly used. I don't know if Cole McGrath, like the electricity, since it can heal, What if it can materialize? If it hits like the right power source, if it's like you can control it well enough, you know what I mean? So Izuku is able to use his bat, able to materialize, and also use it as like a battery. Which some and also like when the hero, this is when the heroes were also seeing like a kid using a bat with electricity, and pretty much this is when Zeke pretty much was built, pretty much like drawing the kunais and also the goggles for Aizawa. And that's when everyone was kind of interested of who made that. And when pretty much Zeke was pretty much in focus mode, so he wasn't hearing of what others were saying. So, and All Might saying, "Oh, this is Zeke's creation." That's when the bat was Zeke's creation. It's the best he can do since all the materials he has until before he was signing up to be a teacher for UA. With pretty much some of the heroes being surprised, and that's when Zeke was showing the kunais to Aizawa. And pretty much some of them pretty much asking the same thing, with Zeke saying the same thing. If the people that respected him won't get anything out of him, and the people that didn't, he would pretty much try to think of things. And one of the people that disrespected him was, of course, the number 2 hero, Endeavor. And Endeavor was kind of pissed at it, saying, "Why don't you create something for me too, huh?" Pretty much, with Zeke saying, "Well, for starters, you need to change that attitude. And for number 2, you don't seem like a nice person. So, and I don't like people like you, because I met one like you. I did create something for him, but I instantly regretted it. So instead of just making something for people that disrespect me, you have to earn it. I won't give it to you instantly. Unlike Aizawa here, like, that was your name, right? With Aizawa saying, yes, that was. With Zeke saying, like Mr. Aizawa here, he has a quirk that only nullifies the other's quirk. But so I'm just creating some support gear that can help him in such endeavor, and pun intended, endeavor. And Endeavor just heard saying, "Did you make a pun out of me?" With Zeke saying, yes, I did. With Endeavor saying, "You show disrespect to the number 2 hero." With well, I don't know if he's the number 2 hero now, but let's say he is. And Zeke saying, "Well, you have to change that attitude of yours, so you will get some support items. If you don't, too bad, too sad." Oops. I am sorry that I keep accidentally doing that. I know it's annoying, but I don't want the phone to turn off. And remember what I said before, the whole entire what ifs. So pretty much, they still see Izuku with fighting some of the robots and also helping some of the people that were not able to handle most of the robots that were pretty much going all around them and pretty much surrounding them. Izuku is able to give them some points, let them have some points. And Aizawa sees this thing. Wait, if you created that for him, did you give, if I remember correctly, did you also give one to another kid that had a bat that was able to use his quirk? With Zeke saying, yeah, that was actually about 4 months ago, if I remember, right? What am I saying? Yes, we were here to apply to be teachers and stuff. And again, with Zeke saying, yeah, I let the kid keep it because it was a prototype. I did tell him that it might not work completely since it's a prototype, but it's better than nothing. With Aizawa saying, that kid is actually still in my class. Like, he teaches that kid still because of that item. And his student says that because of this support item, he was able to get more potential, and it feels like thanks to the guy. And he wished that he could still thank him. With Aizawa saying, actually, he's still a student of mine because he actually was able to use that bat of yours. With Zeke saying, huh? And do you have any other students? With Aizawa saying, no, besides him, all of them were expelled, with Zeke just kind of glasses falling off, saying, "What?" With he's always saying, "I didn't see any potential in those, because most of them were talking about fame and glory. The only one that I saw potential in was the one that had your pretty much your invention." With Zeke saying, "Huh, I guess the kid got lucky." So pretty much, we continue to the fight for Izuku. And pretty much he's fighting a lot and trying to help too. And we see some of one of the kids were actually injured. With Izuku saying, stand still. And he uses his pretty much pushes his hand and the wound which is on his arm. And the kid says, "What do you think you're doing?" And then he uses electricity and he thought he would feel a jolt. But mostly it felt the jolt was on his right arm. And he was able to move it, and oddly enough, his arm wasn't feel like broken. And he says, "What the? How can you?" With Izuku saying, "It's a bit of a. I have my quirk is pretty flexible. I was able to figure it out thanks to my teachers, my senseis." With the kid saying, "Well, tell me to thank your senseis later." Izuku says, "It's fine. Don't worry." And then we go to the part where Izuku's pretty much ahead of all of them. And pretty much Izuku is thinking, maybe I should leave some robots for the others. Who knows? They might need the extra points. Instantly, Izuku was instantly able to. Pretty much the whole ground was shaking, and everything was happening. Izuku saying, "What's happening?" With Izuku just looking around, and then asks, "What's happening?" Instantly, a giant robot appears, with Izuku saying, "Oh, okay, I'm okay. I guess that's the 0-pointer?" And he thinks back, saying, "At least now I know why Mike says to avoid it at all times." With every other pretty much person was running the opposite direction, with Izuku saying, "Maybe I should get out of here." Instantly, he hears someone saying, "Help! Help!" And he turns back and he sees the girl that actually tried to help him, and Ochako with his Ochako Uraka. With Izuku's Ochako. Instantly, accidentally, he uses lightning time, and he runs towards Uraraka, which on the camera looks like he's just standing still in shock, and then instantly just disappears. With Zeke saying, that might be a bit of a problem. With All Might saying, "Why? What happened? I never saw him use that ability." With Zeke saying, "I kind of named that ability because it's actually kind of rare in a case, because it's called lightning time, and for us, it looks like he's just standing still. But actually, he's going almost the same speed as lightning." Everyone's surprising, "What? How can he?" With Zeke saying, and by accident, he actually unlocked that part of his quirk. You see, his quirk is pretty flexible. It's actually able to heal also, which is actually incredible. So I thought of maybe teaching him. They're using it as a quirk. They're using the backup as a quirk thing. So, yeah. With then, pretty much, All Might being surprising. I didn't know that he was able to make his quirk able to enhance his speed. How is that possible? With Zeke, I'm not gonna pretty much say, "Oh, because of this." I'm just gonna make up a reason, so please understand and please don't hate me. And Zeke just says, I don't know, but this is a theory saying since he's able to absorb not just regular lightning, electricity and stuff, I think he's subconsciously using that lightning to enhance his speed, you can say. And he's pretty much going the same speed as lightning. So pretty much we go back to them seeing the Izuku, and Izuku pretty much kept having a bit of trouble lifting up the pebble, and so Izuku lifts up the rock, with Uraraka saying, with Uraraka surprised that she saw Izuku. She saw Izuku all like far away from her, but she's surprised that he instantly popped out of nowhere in front of her. With her just surprised, Izuku says, "You can crawl out now, please." With Ochako saying, yeah," instantly starts crawling out of there. With Izuku saying, "Can you walk?" With Uraraka saying, "I think I sprained my ankle." With Izuku saying, "Okay, just wait." Pretty much when the zero pointer was getting closer to them, Uraraka was getting scared. With Izuku healing her, saying, "I think that's good enough. We gotta go." Instantly grabbing her princess style, pretty much bridal style. Uraraka kind of blushing. Izuku running because of the lightning, pretty much putting it into his legs so he can run faster. And he is pretty fast, to the point where he caught up with the other students. And then pretty much and he just dropped her off, pretty much put her down. And she says, "What do you think you're doing?" With Izuku saying, "I want to test something out with this thing." With Uraraka saying, Are you crazy? I don't think you should be that cocky about your abilities." Izuku saying, "No, it's more of a technique, since if I use it on a regular person, they could..." And he just did the neck thing, saying, she says, "Oh, understandable, but be careful." Izuku saying, "Don't worry." And Izuku running back towards it. The heroes are seeing this, and they're saying, "Is he crazy? He might die." Pretty much Izuku uses the bat and then changes the weather out of nowhere. And then pretty much like Mjolnir, like Thor literally summons lightning to attack the giant robot, which makes it literally explode. Some pieces pretty much go all over the place, and some almost attack Izuku. And everyone sees Izuku, and they look at him just shocked. Pun not intended. They just see him. It's like they see a powerful hero. And pretty much every hero sees this, and there's like, "What? How can it, what?" Everyone's shocked. Every single hero completely amazed that Izuku was able to change the weather, with Zeke saying, damn it." With Zeke saying, with All Might saying, "He did it, didn't he?" With everyone confusing, "What do you mean?" With Zeke saying, "Well, the thing about his lightning is that he can kind of change the weather a bit when he gets too serious." With everyone being shocked, I keep saying shocked when I'm trying to say amazed. I don't know what's wrong with me, but I meant to say amazed. Every hero is amazed that Izuku is able to change the weather. Aizawa says, this year may be interesting. Who knows? With pretty much, we just look at Izuku. And then pretty much, Izuku just walks off. The robots for the med bay, and like I forgot the woman that heals them. I forgot her name, but let's continue. It's pretty much heals the ones that were kind of injured, and goes check up on Uraraka, which she thought was injured because of the playback. But she says, no, it's actually healed. With pretty much the healer, I forgot her name, please put her in the comments, I'm sorry. Pretty much is surprised, saying, well, who was able to heal it? With Uraraka saying, the boy that left, his name was Izuku, if I remember correctly. With her saying, but he has a lightning quirk. How can he? Uraraka says, I don't know. And one of the kids says, he was able to figure it out. He doesn't know how, but he just says his quirk is extremely flexible. That's all I know. That's what he said, actually, when he healed my leg. Well, my injury. With, the healer says, well, that's incredible. And extremely rare. And I should say that's extremely rare, too. Having a quirk that has the ability to also heal. Maybe he has two quirks. Who knows? Which, they don't know that Izuku is a conduit, and they don't know what a conduit is. Well, they don't know what it is yet. So pretty much, they we continue. Pretty much, we continue to the next day. Well, actually, yeah, we continue to the next day to go to school. Well, class. Pretty much, Izuku, well, his mom pretty much talks to him saying, well, I'm happy that you were able to get your quirk and pretty much get into UA. And she's happy that her son was able to work hard to get into UA. Because, actually, no. Because, like, the weeks passed, of course, and he got the little message and the recording saying that he was actually in first place. Izuku was happy, and his mom was happy too, that he was able to fulfill his dream to go to UA. And then we go to Zeke, saying pretty much wearing something fancy, with Izuku saying, well, why are you dressed up fancy? With Zeke saying, I am the new teacher for a class, which is for support items, not just that, also a regular teacher at that. Well, mostly like for science. With Izuku saying, hey, at least you could do one of the things you love. Well, actually, you can do the things you love. With Zeke saying, yeah, actually, that's true. And I don't mind teaching some of the kids my knowledge and stuff like that. It's fine. With pretty much, Zeke is going to be the teacher saying that try to use the things that you have, like, the things that you have, you can actually make them greater and stuff like that. With Izuku, we go to class. With some of the, we go to, like, when he's in front of the big door, and Zeke is walking up saying, good luck. With Izuku saying, good luck, Sensei Zeke. With Zeke saying, don't call me that. You know it. With Izuku saying, I know, it's just fun. Zeke saying, he's just walking up saying, yeah, sure, see you later. Pretty much, Izuku going to his class. We're gonna go to where Zeke goes to his class too. So, yeah. So pretty much, we go to Izuku first, where pretty much everything is kind of in canon, where Izuku walks in and he sees Bakugo talking to Ida talking to Bakugo to put his feet off the desk, with Izuku saying, I would say you should give up on that. With Ida looking up at Izuku and goes up towards him and saying, you did such an amazing ability, something so amazing. You are such a greater student than I, and also on top of that, you actually figured out the secret things about the test. How did you do it? With Izuku saying, sorry, it was, I didn't know, actually. It was just, it's just what heroes should do, right? Help people that are in need, and also maybe put the bad guy behind bars too, no? With Ida just saying, well, I still think that you are a great hero, because just not knowing, but just doing what's right. I see that you will be a great hero. Izuku saying, thank you very much. Bakugo saying, to be honest, I knew you'd be here, Deku. Izuku saying, hello, Bakugo. Bakugo saying, just because you got in here doesn't mean you're better than me. Got it? Izuku saying, yeah, sure. Pretty much going the same thing as canon. For, like, when Uraraka pretty much bumped into Izuku saying, oh, you're Izuku, the one that, damn it, sorry, you're Izuku, the one that saved me, right? With Izuku pretty much saying, yeah. And Uraraka, are you feeling any better? With Uraraka saying, yeah, thank you for healing me. With Bakugo saying, what do you mean healing? He only has a lightning quirk. With Izuku saying, actually, my lightning quirk is actually pretty flexible. It's not just that, I can actually heal people sometimes. With everyone hearing this saying, what? And Kaminari, if I remember that's the lightning guy, Kaminari, pretty much goes up to Izuku saying, wait, you have a lightning quirk too, but yours is actually more flexible than mine? With Izuku saying, what do you mean? Kaminari does a bit of a spark of electricity, with Izuku saying, oh, cool. And pretty much the student comes in as a teacher, a bit of a teacher, like a student teacher, let's say. And Izuku notices the bat and goes up to him saying, "Wait, do you know where? Do you have that? Did my sensei Zeke give you that back? That bat?" And the guy says, "Who's Zeke?" With Izuku pulling up the bat with pretty much putting electricity to it, and the guy says, "Oh, so you're his student or something?" With Izuku saying, "Yeah, sort of." And let's say during these few months, and Zeke didn't also just tutor Izuku. He also taught Izuku on how to invent stuff and how to be creative and look on for different angles and stuff like that. And so pretty much, the student that was sort of kind of being a assistant, sort of almost like a student teacher, he kind of actually said, "Oh, that's amazing. Your sensei actually helped me because of his support item that I was able to keep." With Izuku saying, "Oh, really? The prototype?" With the student, with the assistant saying, "Yeah, I still have it. It's extremely useful." With Izuku saying, I actually have the finished product, so if he can make another one, he can probably give it to you." With the guy saying, "Oh, that's amazing." With Kaminari pretty much saying, "Hey, cousin, how you doing?" And let's say pretty much those two are cousins. With I don't know what to call the assistant. You guys can think of a name for the assistant. And pretty much, and he still has classes. Yes, he still studies with class 1A. He's not like a full hero, but he is like a second year, and he decided to be a bit of an assistant for class 1A. So pretty much, and pretty much the assistant pretty much went up to what looked like a bag and says, "Come on, wake up, Aizawa sensei. The students are here." With everyone hearing, "What? The teacher's here? Where?" Pretty much kicking, not kicking hard, but slightly kicking what's on the ground. And they see a person there with saying, "You really had to wake me up." With everyone just being quiet and going to their seats. With Heizo saying, "It took you a long time to be quiet. And no hero can be like that, you know that?" With pretty much the assistant saying, "Go easy on them, sensei. They're new here and they don't know the rules." With pretty much saying, "Okay, yep, you got that. Understood. It's understandable." Pretty much saying, I am Aizawa, your sensei, and pretty much your teacher, homeroom teacher." Everyone is surprised, and pretty much they're told to get ready and put on PE uniforms. With one of them saying, "Aren't we supposed to go to the ordination?" I forgot what it's called. Pretty much Aizawa was saying, "Well, this is not UA isn't a regular class, well, a regular school. I can pretty much command however I want my class, in which way, and how to learn. If you want to learn how to be heroes, heroes shouldn't be able to go through to things like that." With pretty much, we go to Zeke. Him kind of sweating and nervous that he's gonna be a teacher. He thought he would just help invent, but no. Nezu decided to also put him as our homeroom teacher for science. With pretty much Zeke going to the place for support class. He goes there, and there's the students there. Everyone looking at Zeke saying, just being quiet and respectful. With Zeke saying, "Hi, my name is Zeke, and I'll be your teacher for support class now. And if you want to know anything about me, I'm sure. Just put your hands up and ask, and I'll choose whoever wants to know about me." Pretty much a lot of students saying, well, one of the students, he's pretty much Zeke, pointing at one of the students, he says, "Pink hair girl, you." Says, "My name is that's May, and I want to know, what is your quirk?" With Zeke saying, "Oh, I don't have one." Everyone's surprised, saying, "Wait, someone with the quirk isn't here? Then why are you in UA?" With Zeke saying, "You know about inventions, right? And this is about inventing support items?" With everyone just shaking their head saying yes. And Zeke says, "Well, people that can create don't need quirks. Besides, I was creating stuff, inventing stuff in a pretty young age when I was younger. And one of them raised a hand, and Zeke pretty much pointed at the person, which is a guy. Let's say the guy had a quirk that can pretty much attract metal towards him, like metal, pretty much, like small metal items, not big metal items. With him saying, "So, what do you invent?" With Zeke saying, "Well, there's a speciality for me, like a certain quirk, electricity type quirks. I mostly do support items for those, but the other quirks are a bit difficult for me. But I'm trying to get out of my comfort zone. You got that?" With some of the students understanding, and actually brought one of his inventions and also the assistant, which I also talked about, not just because he was going to get kicked out, but because of the support item that Z created, he pretty much gave it to the kid, and that's one of the reasons why he was able to do much better than Canon if there was someone like that. And the assistant came in saying, "Sorry, I'm late." With Zeke saying, "No, it's fine." With the other student saying, "Why is he here? Isn't he in, like, 2A? With him saying, "Yes, but I'm actually kind of a bit of an assistant. I'm still studying I'm still, like, going to classes and stuff, but this is my free period. Well, I have 2 free periods, actually, so I use them as my spare time. And, like, assisting others and also helping." And one of the other students asking, "If you're here, but why are you here?" With the assistant saying, "Well, I'm a bit of an assistant for 2 classes. For Mr. Zeke, he actually created a support item that actually does help me." With the students asking, "What is it?" And he pulls out a bat. And them asking, "It's just a bat." With the student saying, "It's not just a bat. It may look like it, but it actually helps me a lot. It can actually conduct electricity. It's able to store electricity if I'm out of juice, you can say. And it can also help me do attacks from far. Not too far, but a good distance away." All of the students are actually surprised, saying, "Can we maybe look?" With him pretty much saying, "Sure." Activating his quirk, showing what he can do, stuff, yada yada yada, stuff like that. Like the same thing as before. And all of the students are actually surprised, saying, "Wait," with May saying, "How did you create it?" With Zeke saying, "Some regular items. There's a small car battery, some wires, some copper wires, and some other things that I threw in there. I mostly found them in the trash. Really, you can find a lot of things that people think it's junk. And believe it or not, I found a car that was still able to work, and that's one of the reasons that bat was able to be created. I have another student that has it, but he's in his own class right now. With all the other students are actually excited to learn by Z because he was able to use, like, scraps and, like, stuff, very little, like, things from the trash to create something that can become a support item. So I'm just gonna leave it off right there for now. So pretty much, I hope you guys enjoy it. I hope you guys understand some of the references in this, and pretty much, yeah. I hope you guys take care. Have a good day or good night wherever you are. Love you all. Take care. And also, I want to thank you all for giving me more than 100 subscribers, because I never thought that I would have 100 subscribers, man. That's crazy. Just thinking about it. So, I hope all of you enjoy this What If. And I actually do love this What If because it actually is part of my childhood. Just letting you know. Well, mostly the game aspect of Infamous. So, please, take care.